Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, that joke was crazy, man. I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I just was like upset at myself, like, man, I had too many people in the cell. I was like, Lord, man. He was like, who was in here? I was like, man, like, for real, I was about to tell Lord his voice, but I felt wrong. You know, he older than me, I'm younger, but I'm like, I'm dead wrong. I'm super wrong for this. I'm like, man, I had Lou, B, and I called a new dude name. I was like, and dude was in here. He was like, who? He was like, man, look, man, one of them got my book. Where they at, man? I'm like, man, hold on, man. I can't. I looked out. I was like, hey, come here, B. B was like, what's up? I'm like, yo, come here, bro. He's like, all right, B, come up the steps. I was like, man, say word, man. Jerome saying his freak book gone, bro. He was like, what freak book? What you talking about? I was like, the book that was used to be on the desk, bro. The freak book in the Don Diva magazine cover, bro. He was like, it's gone. I was like, bro, it's gone. He said he went upstairs in the cell. It was gone. I just went and checked, and it's not in the cell, bro. He was like, what you mean? Like, you think somebody took it? I'm like, what else? I was like, what Lou at, man? He was like, man, Lou ain't do that, man. He was like, hey, Lou. Lou was over there on the phone like this. Like, he came straight back and hopped on the phone. He was like, hey, Lou, come here. He was like, hold on. After that, I was like, hey, when you get off the phone, you holler at you, man. So I was like, after that, I just started getting even angry. I'm like, what that dude, what bro at, the new dude? I'm like, I spot him. I hit down the steps. B come down and jump behind me. I said, stop, bro. Bro slept like in the jump behind the steps. 17. I pull up. Hey, let me holler at you, bro. But as I pull up, I'm on the cell, kind of like, I'm like, hey, look, man. I'm talking slow because I'm scared. I'm like, hey, look, bro. Hey, bro, hey, bro, let me ask you a question. Hey, look. Somebody stole my roommate book, man. He was like, book? What kind of book? I was like, a freak book, bro. He was like, a freak book? I was like, yeah. Now, he didn't even know about this. I'm like, yeah, this freak book, bro. I was like, well, nobody but me, you, Lou, and B in the cell, man. He was like, man, I ain't take nothing, bro. Like, if you, that's what you asked me, I ain't take nothing. I ain't gotta take nothing. I ain't no thief, bro. I was like, man, look, bro. But I basically scanned around what I could see. I didn't see the book. So I'm like, this is crazy right here, man. I'm like, man, for real, man. I'm like, I ain't know what to do at the time. I'm like, all right, bro. I was like, man, but look, though, bro, when Lou get off the phone, we all come upstairs and talk to my roommate. I was like, it was just only us in there. And that junk just happened, bro. He was like, how you know it just happened? I said, because it happened. When we went to child, bro, I'm telling you, man, somebody did it when we was all in the cell, man. I was like, man, because that book was in there, man. He was like, man, look, I ain't do nothing. I'm like, all right, we're going to find out. So Lou finally get off the jack. When he get off the jack, I pull up on him. I say, Lou, what's up, man? My roommate on the top tier talks to his other homeboy, another big dude. He talking to him. They all on the top tier, just looking down at the situation like, see how Weezy gonna handle this. I'm like, hey, look, we holler at you. He like, what's up? I said, man, nah, we about to go in the cell. He like, in the cell for what? What happened? What I do? I was like, what do you do? I said, you ain't do nothing. I said, come on, man. I said, B coming too. I said, B go call bro. So B called bro. So they all come up the steps different ways. So I'm in the cell. My roommate coming in. So it's us. It's me, my roommate, and B, the new dude, and Lou. So all us in there. 5 people in the cell. B, my Jerome homeboy holding the cell down, kind of like standing by the door. I guess because he route with my celly, you know what I mean? Trying to make sure my celly's straight. Something is missing. This is what they supposed to do. So we all come in the cell. I'm like, hey, look, man. My roommate was like, look, man, hold on, look. It was just y'all in the cell, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, hey, look, man, somebody stole my book, man. The book was in here last night. I know my roommate ain't do it, so it had to be one of y'all. So who got my book, man? That's all I'm gonna say. Who got my book? Who got my book? Everybody was like, B said something first. B was like, he was like, look, Jerome, I ain't take your book. I ain't gotta steal your book, man. Like, you can ask Weezy, man. I don't even be messing with it like that. I don't be messing with freak books, man. You know what I mean? He was like, and Weezy ain't never let us hold your joint. That's word on everything. No T Weezy wouldn't do that because that's mine. I went and loaned his stuff out, so I know he wouldn't do that. So I ain't worried about my roommate, but one of y'all did it. B was like, I ain't do it. He was like, you know what? I believe you, B. He was like, what about you, Lou? Where my book at? You got my book, Lou? Lou was like, I got a baby mama at the crib, man. I don't need your book, man. He's like, what you having a baby mama at the crib? Got to do with my book. He's like, cuz, I got to get home to her. I don't do no stealing. What I got to steal for? I ain't got to steal from nobody. So everybody like, John crazy, man. So after that, Jerome started looking at the other dude. He was like, yo, what's up? You seen my book? How long you was in the cell? He was like, man, I just was in the cell that one time with them, man. I brought the swisher up there. We messed with the swisher, and that was that. He was like, man, somebody lying. I was like, man, somebody definitely lying, man. Somebody stole the book. I was like, yo, that junk crazy, man. I was junk crazy. Lou was like, man, look, I ain't steal nothing, man. He was like, Weezy, I put that on my kids, Weezy. I put that on my 2 kids, Weezy, man. And you know how much I love them, man. I put that on my 2 kids. I'm like, I was stuck in a predicament where I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie, because who I'm gonna believe? Like, for real, I gotta believe B. B is my guy. Like, B ain't even on that type of time. But Lou ain't even really on that type of time. He just somebody that be welling. So that's the only thing bad he got in his jacket right now, is that he's a king weller. But this man, I just heard this man put it on his kids, man. Like to see him in the visiting room, to be a good father and move around like he's supposed to move, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, him putting it on his kids, like, for some reason, y'all, I believed him, y'all. So boom. And I know that sound crazy, man, because I know this man be welling. But when I heard him put it on his kids, I looked him in his face and I seen the seriousness in his face. And when I looked at him, I just was like, man, like, for real, he was all right. Like, him and B was excluded. You know what I mean? Now, the only person, now him and B was excluded out this in my head. But I'm looking at the other dude because I'm like, he was new in the joint. Like, I was like, man, I know somebody probably told him in the cell that my roommate got these, because I never told him. But I'm like, he was standing back by the laundry, where our laundry bags be at, because he wasn't even sitting down, he was standing up. So he was right there, so he could have swiped it if he knew what it was. But I'm like, somebody definitely did swipe it, man. But I'm like, I'm putting all my attention on the new dude. So I'm like, man, I was like, man, Sonny, I was like, man, that's super whack, man. I was like, whoever did that, man, I was like, y'all super whack, man. I told myself, I was like, man, that's my fault, man. I said, I'll never have no more company in this joint again, man. I said, nobody else coming in this cell, man. He was like, yeah, cause see, like that, that's when stuff like that happen. He's still looking at him. He's like, yeah, cause when you do that, that's when stuff like that happen. See, Weezy, you can't be doing that. Look at you now. You don't even know one of your homeboys done stole something. Lou was like, man, I ain't steal nothing, man. I ain't steal nothing. B was like, man, I ain't gotta keep. I don't do no stealing, man. I don't like Weezy. You are. I was like, man, shh. So that jump didn't get nowhere. Like, we didn't get to nothing. We didn't get nowhere with that conversation, y'all. Like, that jump was just a whole waste of time, y'all. So boom, everybody leave out. My roommate was like, hold on, T. Weezy. Everybody dip out. Everybody dip out. I'm sitting in the junk like, man, I'm gonna pay for it, bro. I was like, man, I can't believe one of them did that. Like, I was like, for real, I was hurt by that stuff, man. I was like, man, I can't believe one of them did that junk right there, man. Like, I was like, that was the super wackest thing in the world, like, to come in my cell and steal. Like, you know what I mean? I really believe B. But as I sat there and started analyzing the whole thing, I started thinking that I can't trust neither one of them, y'all. So boom. That's what a situation like that. We was in the mob. Man, the mob would have took all 3 of them out, man. We can't find no answers, man. That's how that go, man. Like, but this is the stuff you put yourself into, man, when you let people in your room that don't supposed to be in your room, man. Like, that's why they tell you don't let nobody in your room. For reasons like this. I think I'm up there messing with the la-la. Every time somebody have me in their room, they don't got to worry about me stealing, touching things, or nothing. But now, these dudes have been coming in and out my cell for a minute. Now, something missing. I felt some type of way about that, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. So after talking to my roommate, man, he like, man, nah, you like, it's gonna come up though. He was like, cause one thing about a slime ball like that, they gonna try to let somebody hold it. They ain't gonna be able to keep that joint closed. He's like, anybody that got a book like that, always let somebody use it. He's like, it's gonna come up though. He's like, when it come up though, handle your business though, Weezy, cause somebody stole out your cell. I was like, man, I'm definitely gonna handle my business. I was like, well, that's crazy though, like. I ain't even think that my homeboys was even capable of this, man. So like that rest of that day, man, like, I ain't even gonna lie, I ain't even come out, man. I felt this was one of the times in prison that I felt that like I was alone. Like, I felt like the friends that I thought I had, they wasn't really my friends, man, because definitely somebody stole the book. So it was like somebody did it, man. So I'm in the cell. I hear a knock at the door. I'm like, yo. I look, B comes to the door. He like, what's up, bro? You ain't coming out? I'm like, I sit up on the bed. I'm like, nah, I ain't coming out, bro, man. I ain't coming out, man, right now, man. He was like, wow, what's up? I'm like, what you mean, what's up, bro? Somebody stole my roommate book. He was like, you ain't do it. I ain't do it. He said, one of them did it then. Or somebody went in y'all cell, we went to jail. I'm like, man, I doubt that, man. He was like, you sleep in cell 34, Weezy. Like, that's an easy sleep. Back door. I'm like, I don't think so, bro. I was like, somebody just did that, bro. Somebody just did that. He was like, well, who you think did it then? If I ain't do it and you ain't do it. I said, bro, listen, I know for a fact you ain't do it, bro. I said, but what you think about between Lou and the other dude? What you think though, bro? He was like, man, like, I mean, we said at the same time, we was like, man, Lou be welling. We was like, man, Lou be welling. He was like, man, but no, though, like, he put it on his kids though, Weezy. I'm like, yeah, I know. I was like, bro, listen, bro, like I done heard people put it on their kids before, man. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, but you know how much he love his kids though. Like, he was like, he be welling about stuff he doing on the street. Like, he ain't never lied to us. I was like, shh. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. He was like, man, then he put it on his kids, bro. Like, I think he, you know what I mean? I think he telling the truth, man. Now, he was like, the other dude now, he was like, now, you know he running low on the switches probably. Like, you know, he probably trying to do anything to keep a little hustle going on. He was like, you know, that freak book is a hustle. So he probably just swiped the joint we was all leaving out. See, he said because he came out behind me. B said, I knew he was behind me. He said him and Lou was behind me. And he said, if Lou ain't do it, it had to be him. So I'm like, man, like, for real, I was like, man, if dude did that and I find out, man, I said, man, I'm gonna beat him till the brakes fall off, y'all. So boom. I said, I'm gonna beat the brakes off him, man. You crazy? I was like, man, that man came to my ceiling still, and I found out I got a ham. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I got a ham, man. And I won't playing games, man. So like, I stood in the cell and just talked to B. B talked to me on the outside of the door. And I kicked it with her for a minute, man. I felt a little better, man. So they call a cell break. My roommate, you know what I mean? He come back in. He see B. He see me and B talking right there. He was like, man, for real, one of them two did it. He was like, well, y'all. He was like, one of them two did it, man. He was like, one of them two thief, man. He was like, but it's gonna come up though. He was like, it's gonna come up. He's gonna come up. Y'all just handle y'all business. B was like, man, for real, man. If one of them did it, we find out, we definitely gonna handle business, man. So I'm like, man, like I was like, man, I'm not even like trying to keep talking about it as far as handling business or not. I said, because I never had nobody steal out my sale. I said, even though it wasn't my property, when I found out who did it, man, it's gonna be trouble. So boom. And I wasn't playing around, man. So me and my roommate and B kicked it. I ended up dipping out, let my roommate get the sale for a minute. I dip out. So I'm out in the park, I look up, I see Lou on the phone again. Lou on the phone, I guess, talking to his baby mama. So we sitting on the bench. So we see the little dude, the little young boy, we see the little new dude. He's standing around the back there. Then I look up, I see him talking to the white dudes, you know what I mean? So I kind of like, you know, I'm super nosy, y'all. Like I'm sitting on the bench, I got my feet I got my feet like on the back of the other bench, and I'm just like chilling, like just laying back, sitting back, and out my parental, I'm like, I look because I see him over there with the white dudes. I'm like, thermal energy pop up. I don't even gotta look at him. That joint was right there on my parental view. I was like, toothpaste and a deodorant. I was like, what are you doing with that? Thermal energy was going. I'm like, white dude walked away happy. I was like, all right, we gotta see what's going on with that. I said, B. He was like, what? I said, yo, well, bro got some la-la or something? He was like, I don't know. He was like, I was like, why you say? He was like, why you say that? I said, cause he just did something with the white dude. He said, man, I ain't seen him do nothing. I ain't see him looking at TV. I said, bro, look, I seen him do a little exchange with the white dude, man. I said, you think he renting out a freak book or something? I said, if I find out he did it, I'm gonna beat the brakes off him, bro. It ain't a whole lot about it, man. You know what I mean? He was like, man, look. Like, I ain't seen him do that. He said, I'll find out if he got something, though. He said, because, you know, my roommate be dealing with his roommate. So he was like, I'll ask my roommate. So B got up, shot over there to the table where they were playing pinochle at to holler at bro roommate. He asked him. Seen B sit down because he was playing this two-man pinochle. B sat down next to him. I see B talk to him. B got back up, came back over there where I was sitting at. He was like, hey, his roommate said he don't think he got no la-la. Man, he's selling it. I was like, man, he renting that freak book. I said, man, if he think he that thorough, man, to steal out of my cell and rent it out right in my face, man. I said, man, look. I said, I'm gonna beat the brakes off, bro. He was like, man, don't hit that, man. I was like, nah, bro. I found out he did it. I got a ham, y'all. So boom. So I watched him for a little bit more, and I didn't really see no more exchanges after that. I didn't see nothing, but I said, I'm gonna pull up on the white dude and see what's going on. So I pull up on the white dude. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, look. I said, oh. What you buying some la-la from, bro? He got some la-la? He was like, he gave me a look like, why you say that, Weezy? I was like, I'm asking you because I don't know. I was like, man, look, between us, bro, I was like, I think he got something. You know what I mean? I was like, but I'm just trying to find out. I seen y'all made a little play, a little transaction game. I'm just trying to make sure I don't want what I'm missing. He was like, what are you missing? I was like, that's neither here or there if you don't know about it. I said, I'm just asking you what you was like, hey, look, what I was doing is what I was doing. Like, respectfully, it's my business, right, Weezy? So I'm like, yeah. I said, but look, you used to tell me what it is. Then I said, don't worry about it, man. So like, whatever it was, man, like, I took that right there. Like, I felt like the white dude spun me. What else should I think, man? Like, he was too much on point off the top. So it looked like he probably was prepped for, like, yo, if Weezy pull up on you, like, look, make sure you tell Weezy, blah, 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 all type of lies, y'all. So boom, this is the home of the Wellers. Remember I told y'all, the planet of the Wellers. Everybody wails. So I'm like, man, I said, white dude Weller. I said, white dude Weller. I go back and tell B, I was like, yo, the white dude Weller, man, he come back and tell me it's none of my business what him and bro got going on. I said, bro, it's the freak book, bro. B was like, you sure? I said, man, I know it is. I said, man, I know it is, bro. I said, man, it's the freaking freak book, man. He was like, man, look, if you gotta know for sure, bro. He was like, I ain't trying to beat that nigga ass for nothing, Weezy. I said, man, you right. I said, you think I want to put hands on him for nothing? I said, I'm not trying to do it. I said, man, let's go to my room. B was like, nah, I ain't coming to your room. We gotta sit by the trash can, bro. Now there's people that came in your room, stole something. I ain't got time to keep getting blamed for that, bro. I was like, you're right, man. So we went upstairs. My roommate was standing by the door, so we just sat by the trash can. My roommate blocked the door. So my roommate standing in the door. We like, yo, look, say word, man. I seen the dude going to, you know what I mean, to the white dude's cell like he trying to, you know what I mean? I said, I don't know if he rented something. No, I said, the white dude gave him a toothpaste and deodorant. I said, when I pull up on the white dude don't even tell me what he was doing. He told me to tell him what I'm missing. Then he could probably help me out. I said, it felt like he was on point. He was like, man, well, he did it then. He said, man, if he got the balls to be in here renting my book out, he said, man, he's stupider than he looks, man. He was like, but if the white dude covering it up, that means the white dude already know. He told the white dude don't say nothing. I'm like, man, I said, you know what, man? I said, man, look, I said, man, I think I heard enough, man. I said, man, B, I'm about to go scrap up, man. He said, man, you about to go fight that man? I said, man, nah. I'm about to go blindside him, then beat his ass. That's what I'm about to do, man. I said, man, because this shit disrespectful, man. This shit disrespectful right here, man. I was like, this shit crazy, man. So, man, he was like, all right, goddamn, this word. Went to sell. My seller was like, man, look. He was like, man, for real though, somebody had to do it, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, man, he was like, look, what Lou saying? What Lou been saying? Like, I don't know what Lou was saying, man. I said, I ain't talking to Lou. I said, I just been watching dude. You know what I mean? Because I was like, for real, I rock with Lou and goddamn B, bro. I don't think they did it, man. He was like, nah, I don't think so either. He was like, man, fuck it, man. They gotta pay. I was like, damn, right. I started putting my shoes on. It's word. B came out there. B was like, you ready? I'm like, yeah. It's word. Goddamn. I was like, boom, get the door open. B got the door open. He come back and the door opened up. I was like, shh. I just stepped out. Word, we came down the steps like bad dudes. Yo, hey, bro. He was like, yo, you come to the door. I was like, phew. I just snatched open when I seen his face. He came to the joint, his celly was right there. B was like, hey, look, let us holler at him right quick. His celly was like, older dude, he was like, what's up, everything good? He was like, yeah, we just need to holler at him real quick. B was like, man, I told you we good, man. He gave the old head like a little elbow. I told you we good, man. That whole head was like, all right. He just went out the door. This word B grabbed a cut. B can cut up on the door. I was like, hey, look. I said, bro, listen, bro. Lou ain't take that jump and B ain't took that jump, bro. Why you steal my homeboy freak book, man? I said, why you gotta steal out my sale, bro? I said, that's petty right there, bro. I said, you super petty. I said, then you written it out to the white boys. He was like, written it out to the white boy? What you talking about? I ain't written nothing out. I said, bro, listen. I don't got time for you to keep lying to me, man. I said, I need you to be a man, bro. I said, this is the time right now, bro, just to admit that you did something wrong, bro. I said, just take your lick, bro. I said, ain't no telling what I'm gonna do, bro. I said, take your lick, man. You stole something on my sale, man. I said, it's time for you to be a man, bro. I said, I know you did it, bro. I said, ain't nobody, them dudes been coming in my cell for a minute. They been in my cell for like the last month or 2 months. Ain't nobody never take nothing, bro. Ain't nothing come up missing till you came in the joint, man. He was like, man, I've been in your cell before 2 weeks. I was like, man, listen, nah, bro. I said, where the book at, man? He was like, I ain't got the book. I said, bro, where's the book at, bro? Like, where you? He was like, man, I ain't got the book. I was like, man, this word, I just took off on him. Man, I just took off on him, man. I didn't know what else to do. I hit him. When I hit him, he rushed me. Boom, we start rumbling. Boom, 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 bro. Rumbling. We boom, 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 boom. Be like this. Be letting us rap. Be like this. Be just watching us. We in that joint. Boom, 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 boom. Just boom, 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 boom. We in that joint wrecking. He rushed me. Boom. I get him. Boom. I throw him over here. This word. It was like, yo, the police coming. I get him up off him. Boom. I throw him up off him. He was like, man, what you hit me for, Weezy, man? What you hit me for? I ain't take your book, man. I ain't take your book. I said, man, you got the book, man. I said, why? Where the book at, bro? I just start going through his stuff. He was like, man, get on. He was like, man, the police in here. I was like, we had to get quiet. The cup's already up. We had to get quiet. We was right there. You hear the police walk by. Police shut the door. I was like, can I wait? Because he had going to talk to this whole time. Like, the whole time I was watching. I'm like, he watching me. I'm like, oh, that book at, bro. He like, man, I got the book, bro. I was like, I'm just waiting for to hear that top door at the top. I just want to hear that top door close upstairs, man. When the CEO go to the next part, I'm like, you hear that jaw? Boom, so that jaw. I was like, what's up? What's good? What's good? I swear off with him. This is where he saw something, man. B grabbed him. Man, when B grabbed him, B just threw him against the door. But when B threw him against the door, man, like that joint, like he hit his back, shoulder, everything. He was like, boom, he slung on the door, he hit the joint, boom, he hit the ground. I was like, bro, where the book at, bro? Where the book at? He was like, man, I ain't got the book, Weezy. What I tell you? I was like, boom, I kicked it. I was like, man, bro, you fucking lying, nigga, where the book at? He was like, boom, nigga got up. This word, man. B was like, man, get this nigga Weezy. I was like, me and that nigga start wrecking again, boom, 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 boom. After like 4 blows, he was like, hey, what the fuck you talking about, Weezy, man? I ain't got that fucking book, man. I said, man, you renting out to the white boy. He was like, what? He was like, man, I ain't renting nothing out to the white boy, man. He was like, man, my cousin sent me some goddamn Hardee's chicken. That's what I was giving the white boy, man. You wildin', Weezy. Go ask him, man. He said, why you think the white boy ain't tell you that? He didn't want to let you know in his business that he was messing with the Hardee's chicken. I was like, man, you was selling him Hardee's chicken? He was like, man, I was selling him Hardee's chicken, Weezy.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.